Hello everyone and welcome back to this week's FailRace versus the community. This week we've got heavy A-class cars weighing at least £3,800. We're here in a BMW M4 GTS, bit of a poor start, very short first gear that caught me out in this first race here at Suzuka. So we're going to drop down, I'll race down far back on the grid, down into 22nd, going into turn 1. One car's going to have to back out on our inside. There just wasn't the space. So we're going to try and make a couple of places here on the inside for the first couple of corners, so you can go to the S's. Space just closed off by the BMW M3 in front of us, getting it punting the back of us. People just being a bit impatient. I see a couple of cars across the grass. Look at that horrible rejoin from the Jag there, taking off multiple cars with it. But that puts us up to 20th place now. Only 20th after all of that is a little bit disappointing. We're trying to go round the outside here, but we'll just get up behind this green Aston Martin. So we're side by side heading down towards Degner 1. We're going to try and get a move done on the inside, which we do get done. We're going to look to the inside of the Dino here into the second Degner, but we're not going to be able to pull that move off. Up towards the hairpin now, where things will once again concertina up. We're going to look to the inside just by getting stopped before hitting anyone. Practically 3 wide round apex, and we'll get the run and slot in front of the Dino as we head round the long right hander towards Spoon the Mustang, getting a bit on the grass there as we're just falling back a little bit on this run, but into Spin Corner we'll close up a little bit more. We're in a little bit deep, but not as deep as the cars in front of us. Unfortunately, just a little too deep though to get to the inside. So we'll have to sit behind for Spin Corner on the exit. You can see the acceleration that we're just lacking compared to the cars around us. The Nissan, I believe, behind us, closing up, but we're going to be a little bit braver into 130. Or do run out a little bit wide. That allows the Nissan to close up once more, but it's not close enough to do anything into the braking zone. They'll compromise the lines through the chicane. Unfortunately, we have a good run, but unfortunately get caught up behind the Dino. We try and get a run, look to the outside. There's just by enough space, but we don't have the acceleration for it. The Mustang on our left hand side will pull clear, and the Nissan's going to pull alongside us to the inside. They're going to just get in front by the braking zone, but we're going to try and hold it round the outside here, but isn't looking like it's going to pay off. Nissan's got to the inside of the Dino. He's still side by side with the Mustang, 3 wide. We're going to make it 3 wide on the run into the S's. The Dino is going to have to back out, so we certainly weren't going to back out on the inside. But as we head through the S's, we're up to 17th now, following the Mustang and Nissan through. Try and see if we can get close enough here for an opportunity. Unfortunately, not quite close enough. 2 cars a little bit wide through Dunlop Curve, and the Nissan's going to get to the inside of the Mustang. We're going to try and follow it through. That's going to be the outside for Degner 1. Unfortunately, we're just not far enough alongside, and we'll have to back out. They'll look to the inside for Degner 2, but the move just wasn't on. Up towards our pin now, the Nissan gets per run out of Degner 2. Mustang looks to the inside, but turns to the outside for the hairpin. We're going to see sort of if we can follow the Mustang through, but just doesn't have the grip in the slow speed turn. But we'll have the acceleration on the exit to just out-drag the Nissan and get back in front for P15. Up towards Spin Curve now. Nissan looking to the outside, but is in very deep, really backs up. Unfortunately, we're just not quite able to find spot. Both cars a little bit wide through Spoon once again. We're just trying to get the best exit that we can, and it is a good exit, but you can see the Nissan just starts to gain momentum on us, and that run that we had has completely disappeared into 130R now. We're a little bit faster than the Nissan. Are we going to go for a dive? Yeah, we're going off the brake just a little bit to get our car to the inside. We make the first part of the chicane very cleanly, just leave enough room for the Nissan on the inside of the second part, and we get the move done on the exit there. Very clean move, very well executed, if I do say so myself. but the Nissan is going to come back at us in the slipstream down towards turn 1 again. They're going to pull alongside, but they're not going to be as far down the inside. They're going to have to back out of the move. We're in a little bit deep though, sort of leave the door open for the Nissan to potentially come back at us, but they don't have the grip to get her inside. So we're now going to try and challenge the Mustang through the S's. Rear end sliding out a little bit. The car just missing a little bit of rear end grip in terms of its balance. But we're just trying to set ourselves up. We're set ourselves for the outside here of the long right-hander. We've got halfway alongside. We'll be the inside for Dunlop Curve. The Mustang has to leave us the room, and we'll try and get the move done. Mustang's going to hold it round and try and hold it round the outside of Dunlop Curve. Fortunately, they just don't have the grip, sliding out wide, having to get out of the throttle and give up the position. And we'll have to then try and defend side by side with the Mustang further back. That'll allow us to build up a gap as we cut to start of lap 4. Now we've caught up to the back for the next car in front of us, closing in through the first couple of corners towards the S's now. We've got to try and have a little look to the inside, not far enough alongside, had to back out of that one, but just trying to offset the car in front through the S's. Not close enough to try and make anything work here, but maybe something will come on later on. It's just trying to set ourselves up for Dunlop Curve here. The car very, very wide through Dunlop Curve there. That gives us an opportunity to the inside, and we'll have the run to get the move completed, taking P14. Bit of a gap to the cars in front, but they are fighting quite a bit. Bit of a slide there, getting into the gravel. That allows the car behind to close up a bit, and there's been contact between a couple of cars. Cars spun under the bridge. Another car is going slowly. That'll put us up to P12 as we defend the inside into the hairpin. We do run a little bit wide, don't have that slow speed turning, and does allow the car behind to just look to the inside, but they not able to get the run on the exit as we head towards Spoon. Now we're going to cut on to the start of the final lap here. We're closing in on a Mustang and another BMW through the first couple of corners, both of them sliding around quite a bit. BMW is the one directly in front of us. We're going to see if we can set up a move through the S's here. Another bit of a slide from the BMW. We're looking to the outside of the left-hander here. Don't quite have the grip to keep it alongside there, but once again the BMW acting more as a drift car through the S's here. So we're just trying to set up a move, open up the entry to Dunlop Curve. The BMW a little bit wide through Dunlop Curve once again, and we're going to take P11 there. We have made that move quite a few times this race. It's sort of been our lucky move, but as we head on to the final sector now of the final lap, the car behind green Aston Martin, I believe this is, closing in on us, and is going to just get to our inside as we're a little bit wide through the second part of Spoon Corner. They're going for the run and the acceleration to pull in front as we head towards 130R. Will they completely get in front? Just about. We're not far enough alongside to run through here side by side. We're just trying to make sure we're as close as possible. The Aston's going to defend the inside into the chicane, but we're going to look round the outside. A lot more confident on the brakes. We run round the outside, gives us the inside for the second part. The Aston is going to cut the corner a little bit to try and perform a cutback, but isn't going to have the initial drive off the chicane to pull alongside. We're going to hold tight to the inside barrier, but just leave a car's width that the Aston is going to try and thread the needle through, but it's not going to have enough acceleration to take the place, and we'll hold on to P11 at the end of that race. A very well fought race, a good fun race, fighting up through the field from starting in 20th. Maybe could have got a few more cars had we not been stuck in traffic a little much. Quite as much, but yeah, still fun race, nice and enjoyable once it's settled out after the first lap. Now we move on to the second and final race of the week here at Sebring, starting further up in P9 this time, making sure to shift out of first before we hit the rev limiter. It's a decent start, but we can see some fast, some more powerful cars, should we say, getting past us through to turn 1. We're trying to defend off P10 and try and get to the inside of this Jag, which just drives into us for no reason as we head into this technical first sector. They'll bump from behind. A couple of cars getting caught up and just blocking our route in front of us. Fortunately, we have nowhere to go. We're side by side with this Mustang that's just going to rudely push us off the track, frustratingly. But fortunately, we don't lose any further places, and we're back into P9 from where we started, as we head now towards this big right-hander, big braking zone here. We're a little bit too late, so end up inadvertently throwing it up the inside of the Mustang. However, don't feel too bad after them pushing us off at the previous corner. But a couple of cars in the background of the replay were late on the brakes, so just one of those things, everyone misjudging the braking zone on the first lap as they're getting used to the car on this lap. One car's missed their braking zone quite a bit behind us and has had to take to ghost mode to not hit us, which is appreciated. But Mustang now trying to come back at us. We're going to defend into this right-hander. Mustang's going to try and sort of cut back for a better exit, but they don't have the acceleration on the exit. We'll hold on to P8 for now as we're heading towards the final sector now, towards the back straight into this section now, where the WC pit entry was when they were here a couple of years ago. Into this right-hander, very important corner to get good exit on, leads to this long back straight. We're a little bit over the curb, a little bit wide on the exit too, touching the grass, so it's not the greatest exit, but we still have the acceleration on the Mustang as we head towards this open hairpin over the bumps for the final corner. We're braking, just running out a little bit wide, trying to get the car turned in, but the rear end's just sort of sliding, and the whole car is then sliding from that. The Mustang, keeping their car under control, will slip down the inside and retake P8 from us as we head now down towards turn 1. We're thinking about how we might potentially be able to come back at the Mustang. We do have a little bit more straight line speed, so we might be able to get a run to the hairpin, be a little bit closer, make a better dive than we did last time round in the first lap. But as we head through this section, no one to force us onto the grass this time, so we'll just try and get a good exit. The Mustang getting caught up behind another Mustang who sort of swipes to the left hand side in defence, perhaps. Not too sure, but as you can see, we're closing on the Mustang. The Mustang is going to go defensive. We're going to try and outbrake them round the outside. We nearly get level with them, but the Mustang's deeper on the brakes, wide of the apex, and that gives us the opportunity to cut back to the inside on the exit, and with our superior acceleration we'll retake P8. Now with run down to the right-hander, a couple of cars in front of us fighting side by side, both of them laid on brakes. Another car wide off into the grass, so we'll take up P7. We're just trying to find a bit of a gap here. Both of these cars slowing each other down, fighting side by side. We're just going to see which one we can follow through. We're going to try and follow the Mustang through on the inside here as it seems to go ahead, but then I think that's Nissan that gets a better run on the outside and will take the place anyway. And you can see out of the corner, just a little bit better acceleration from both cars. So we drop back a little bit, Mustang having to brake through the double left-hander. They're much better line through this right-hander. We'll get alongside the Mustang as we head through this little complex of corners towards the back straight here. Unfortunately, though, with that tighter line into the final right-hander, we don't get a great exit, and the Mustang uses its acceleration to pull back in front of us towards the hairpin. Let's see if we can try and get cleaner hairpin this time. Try and angle the car a little bit more towards the inside. The car still slides out a little bit wide and then just continues to slide out once more. So still overdoing it into the hairpin. Look how much the Mustang behind catches up with that. We'll have a bit of acceleration here to pull out a gap. The Mustang dropping a few car lengths back, so we should hopefully be clear into turn 1, hitting our braking point, but the Mustang sending it from nowhere back. Gives us a couple of little bumps that just cause the car to slide out wide onto the grass. That's going to lose us one position as Longbow tries to push us onto the grass for some reason. Not that enough people have tried that so far this race. But as we head through this first section, we're just trying to fight, but Longbow with the inside will get the position, unfortunately, and we'll drop back to P9. As you can see, we've got quite a few cars behind us all fighting for position, but they're right there. And we've got Grumples, who was previously in front of us, but ran wide onto the grass and allowed us to take that position. A lost straight line speed in their car. They're trying to go for a cutback through their hairpin, but left the door shut. We're going to try and defend the right hand side here, but Grumbles is going to drive across the grass and nearly take us out. Thank you very much. But we'll hold on to the slide and try and challenge him round the outside into this right-hander, but Grumbles just a little bit in front and we're unable to fight that one. But we know Grumbles lost straight line speed. Maybe we can come back sort of in this right-hander once the corners coming up. We'll try and get a better exit, which we do here, but then the acceleration kicks in and they just pull away from us through the double left-hander. You can see Grumbles having to brake a little bit. We close in then through this more technical section, but Alex is also closed in on us too as well behind us. Just going to try and make sure we get the best exit we can, just slightly cutting the corner. We take a little lift, delay ourselves getting on throttle to make sure we don't gain an advantage from that. And you can see Grumbles just pulling that massive gap, so we're going to have to look behind it to Alex. Alex is closing in. We're going to go defensive, not super defensive, just trying to discourage Alex from taking the inside, but he still decides to take it. We're going to try and hold around the outside initially, but decide no, it might be better here to go for a cut back and try not to overdo the corner. Unfortunately, we just don't have enough grip, and well, we did slightly get our nose alongside. Alex had the acceleration on the exit, and Javi's got the acceleration here to just blast past us. We're going to have a little look to the inside of turn 1, but we're not quite close enough, and to get alongside, getting a little bit wide onto the grass. But yeah, we're going to have to sell back for P12 now. We've got another car behind us that we're going to need to try and defend from. It's another BMW, I believe. But as we head through this first section of corners, just trying to make sure we get a good exit here. Or that might be a Holden, I can't quite tell. No, I think that is a Holden actually. Behind us, they're going to have the acceleration and pull to the outside. We're going to try and fight it on the inside, braking and end up doing his accidental dive bomb on Javi, pushing him a little bit wide, slight of the corner, but not his fault. It's the car off in the grass on the right hand side. The Holden will get a cut back on us, and we'll have the acceleration to take that place. But getting past that other car will still be in P12 after all that, though. These cars very compact. You can see too wide up ahead. That's just might back all these cars up closer to us. Can see Grumbles getting a little bit wider, Javi getting wide onto grass as well. Holden's going to try and go for a move down the inside, isn't going to get far enough along the inside, but Grumbles holds up Javi and allows Holden to complete the move. So now we're going to be side by side with Javi, but once again we just don't have the acceleration. Javi out a little bit wide though, so we're going to look to see if we can go round the outside here. Can we stick it through? Not quite. We lose the overlap. As we come towards the back straight now, we know we just don't have the acceleration of all the cars in front of us. To do anything, we just have to watch them all drive away from us. But who knows what will happen at the hairpin? Well, I'll tell you what, nothing happens. We skip forward to lap 5 into this first section of corners now. Everyone's still really fighting, and we're going to get a move on Grumple, so he got left out to dry by one of the cars in front. Unfortunately, not going to get the greatest exit out of the left-hander, just getting caught up behind the Dino, and that's going to allow Grumbles to use our acceleration to just fly past us again. But as we head towards the hairpin, think about maybe about a move to the inside as Grumbles gets caught up, but we're ultimately not close enough to make anything work there. Still side by side with the cars in front. As we head towards left-hander, got a car going slowly. I believe they had a controller disconnect, but that might just be karma for the Mustang. As we head into the right-hander now in P11, trying to see, can we find a way past any of the cars here? We have a bit of a run on the Dino. We're looking to the outside. The gap's not going to quite be there, so we're going to have to back out of that one. Can see nearly 3 wide in front. We try and get a cut back on the Dino, as it has a bad line into this right-hander, but again, we just don't have the acceleration to keep alongside. As we head through this double left-hander, we're going to try the outside once again. We get in front this time, get a little bit of a tap, and then end up sliding out wide. So we have to cut the corner. We just lift to not gain an advantage from that. As we get to the back straight once again, the acceleration and the straight line speed is going to see us out of this battle through the final corner for a top 10. Unfortunately, just missing out. Some very rude racing this race. Somewhat disrespectful, which is it's frustrating to be on the receiving end of it so much, and to have so much of it being the race. Thankfully, Suzuka wasn't as bad. But yeah, we'll take P11 here in the final race. Having to defend a lot felt like it got unfortunate with how when one car passed us, sort of every other car was there to also take advantage, and we just ended up falling down the pack, which was a shame. I felt like our car had more pace than the fastest lap showed. We just never got a clean lap in. That's how we're going to do it for this week's FailRace versus Community. Thank you everyone very much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye bye.